Yo, Chris, what's up, man? How's it going today,
are
bro?
back, baby. Good morning. Good morning. What's good, Adam?
Man, have you heard? Do you hear this bullish news on Google and their announcement with Salesforce? This feels like they've announced. I mean, they obviously announced the 402 payment rails for AI a while back, but now they've partnered. I mean, the list. It reminded me of like the Libra announcement, Facebook back in the day, where they literally had like everybody announcing. And this is what it felt like for me with Google. Like, this is big tech's play to grab the stablecoin rails. I don't know what your thoughts were on it.
I didn't see it totally. I just saw like the headline. Didn't read into it, but the last people that I want in control or like even anywhere near like financial technology is like Google, like the most invasive company on earth. Like that's like the antithesis of crypto. Those are the last people that I want in charge of stable coins or any type of financial infrastructure. What do you think?
Bro, I think it's like I was chatting with our friend Carlo, who's like the stablecoin lawyer, right? And I was chatting with him, and I was like, it feels like, the kind of lines are being drawn where it's like big tech, it's banking and the banking infrastructure, and then it's like Visa, MasterCard. Feel like the three-headed dragon, and it's like how's this going to play out? And then there's like standalone crypto. What's going to work? And I would say we'd probably lean into the Google rails, right? They got Sui on board. I don't know how Sui's going to be like. Are they going to be the blockchain? I don't even know how this all fits together. It might take a decade to kind of hash out, but certainly this is going to be a massive.
What happened to banking the unbanked and corporate technocracy? Like what happened to power to the people? Instead, we just sold the entire industry to Google, Apple, Visa, MasterCard. I don't know. That's
funny. It was funny. I was on a Bitcoin space the other day, and like somebody came on because we were talking about ordinals and spam on the blockchain, all this sort of stuff. And the person's like, "We're here to, give freedom to the what is it, the economic South or whatever." And I was like, I was just like, "What? When was the last time a poor person used Bitcoin? Never. When was the last time you used Bitcoin? Like, never, ever, ever, ever. Like, come on, man." So I don't know. Yeah, it's an interest. This cycle has definitely gone the Wall Street cycle, as we've called it. So it's just leaning that way, man.
Yeah, I mean, in a big way, it's sad to see. It was inevitable that the people with the most power and influence are going to kind of rule the industry. It just sucks that they're able to come in so late when it was such an obvious trade and still be like the overseers. Like, where are the crypto native products that we should be lifting up? I don't know. Maybe we need to get back to that at some time.
Well, it's hard to do too. When you need kind of like with Coinbase and their 402 initiative, you do kind of need this wide swath of consensus for people to use it and say, hey, that's the one we're going to use. And so I think, those big tech companies just have this power to make something happen like that, small developer building something like that is just going to have a really tough time. Well, that's my view on it anyway.
It was never going to be easy. But
never going to be
easy.
It's
a noble cause. We'll see. Memes, what's up?
Yeah, let's welcome on stage MemesAI. Happy to have you up
guys?
Here. What's up, man? How's it going, bro?
Oh, just listening to you guys wax poetic about Google and pay rails and shit. What's up?
Yeah, I got to touch on the big headlines, of course. You have any
any
thoughts? What's going on over there?
What are we counting out maulers? Is Stripe not doing a thing? Isn't he Lightning or something?
There's Stripe. Stripe's definitely got its toe in the water. I mean, and we haven't even seen what Visa and MasterCard are going to come up with, and then who knows what Bank of America is going to come up with, right?
Jesus, fuck.
How these things all play together. Nobody's given me a definitive kind of look into. Okay, I have the Stripe USD equivalent. How's that going to play with the Google USD equivalent and with the Tether USD? How are these things all going to play together? Nobody's told me that yet. Yeah, I don't know.
They don't know yet because they're still trying to figure out how to just like transfer your shit into their mind.
Exactly.
They need to know the wording.
What wording
are we going to use?
Bro, I literally just today, obviously we had Jesse who was like, oh, and we're considering a token for base, man. I just chuckled, man. It's so, you know, I thought, well, okay, Coinbase is building this L2 layer where, you know, the financial incentives aren't, you know, kind of token related. Good on them. Like, this seems like a good strategy to onboard other businesses onto their L2, because in theory, you're not paying basically, you know, there's no insider get baseball. There's no, you know, 50% to Coinbase, you know. But here we go, man. That has been flipped upside down.
Dude, but he flirted with it, right? It was like, we're changing philosophy was the tone that he took, which is like, I know that's corporate speak for like, hey, we're in talks right now to figure out how to do it legally.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's inevitable, man. It looks like, you know, okay, so Bitcoin right now has 25% of its holders are government agencies, individuals that own corporations. You know what I mean? Like, there's a few that hold, you know, if I was looking at it from the trenches perspective, I'm like, yo, there's too much concentration in that shitcoin for me to hold too much of it. It's kind of feeling that way. I don't know. Now it's, I think, becoming like, what are you using it for? Right? Like you're talking about, like, what was the last time you used Bitcoin for? Like, you can use it as a store of value. So if you're already wealthy, sure, you can store wealth in it. That makes sense. But outside of that, like, is it really a vehicle for payments, for microprocessing? I don't know. I think TBD, right?
Totally. And I, you know, my personal feeling, you know, I've had so many, so much of what Jesse's, you know, pushed over the last 6 months has felt completely fabricated to me. The whole kind of creator capital markets where they're basically doing meme coins for influencers. I didn't think was, you know, I thought he was hyping something basically to line Coinbase's pockets because they were the big investor in Zora. And I just felt that was like, I just thought it was shady, to be frank. I didn't think he truly believed. I don't think anybody truly believed that was the future of social media. And this feels just like another step in maybe the wrong direction, although I understand it. I just think it's kind of a misstep here. And it also feels to me kind of, honestly, I think I tweeted it the other day. I'm getting OpenSea vibes. Like, these guys feel like they're not able to completely, they're not great operators when it comes to things like this. And so it feels like the token, like if they wanted to do the token, they should have airdropped the token yesterday. That would have been like crazy awesome. People would be psyched. I would be opening
loyalty
out the gate. My MetaMask, I'd have to open up that stupid thing again. You know, figure out what's going on.
Relearn ETH.
Yeah, I'd relearn ETH.
About? You know what's crazy is that, like, you know, the consensus is that they're not good operators. But do you know how good of an operator you have to be to start a crypto banking business in 2012 and like run it all the way up to $100 billion company? Like, that's like the hardest thing to start in the world. But since then, they spent $1 billion on an NFT platform that never even saw the light of day. They keep on like going back and forth on whether they're going to launch a token or not. They have an L2 that literally nobody uses, even though they have the biggest distribution network in crypto. I mean, I don't know what in the world there's going on over there. I mean,
I do know what's going on, and what's going on, and this is almost always the case, is you basically create the bureaucracy that becomes your chain, like cage.
Yeah.
And so,
I was
like,
going to say the same thing, Adam.
So Brian, I do think is an amazing operator. Obviously, you had to be to make that happen.
Well, like 1 in a billion operator. I mean, because to get banking alone for crypto in 2012 was impossible. Let alone to be a crypto bank would be literally like not only to custody your own crypto assets, but to custody other people's crypto assets was like impossible.
Yeah. And so, like, there are maybe 100 of these guys in the world. I think the best ones, like Zuck, I think Zuck is up there with Elon as far as just greatness. But I think what Zuck was able to do is keep so much control of his company, basically full control, that allowed him to take steps that the board and would have made impossible, like buying Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever. While Brian, I think, has created a bureaucracy over there and doesn't have that power. And so it's basically, you know, they're making decisions based on committee. And it's just a terrible way to run. You just can't run a business. And what you get are shitty NFT platforms. you know, shitty fucking apps, slow rolls on, you know, coins. I mean, just look at OpenSea. We're still discussing the fucking token. Should have happened in 2022. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
It is wild.
Like they had so much capture on the market
Oh my
and just
God, bro.
fumble fucked the shit out of that airdrop. And still to this day, I'm just like, unbelievable.
Totally.
Unbelievable OpenSea.
I mean, I think they have better people over there now. They've definitely hired some kind of more crypto native people. I'm more psyched on them now than I was 6 months ago. But even still, I know those dudes are working within a bureaucratic framework that make it really difficult, right?
Yeah, those guys get too big, and it's like now you're too big to fail or whatever. That
exactly.
Like Coinbase is the same thing. Like it took Brian to hook and jab to get to where he is now is not gonna cut it anymore. And it's kind of like you almost have to give that up to play ball with regulators to enable to get to that stage, right? Like there's a give and take there, I think.
Totally.
But almost within that, you get like the green light from regulators to kind of have the quasi monopoly. And it seems like he's not even able to like capture that part of the market. You know, everyone else is kind of gaining on him, and he's like losing steam.
Well, that's the thing with like meme coins and stuff. It's still like getting on Coinbase is still very difficult. While we saw Kraken listed some runes and stuff, and so like it feels like they're gonna lose their, you know, get their lunch handed to them again. But hey, look, man, a token drop where they can, you know, insta pocket, I don't know, multiple billions of dollars.
It's just crazy.
I mean,
he had that famous article that was like the App Store becoming the App Store of Web3 or something like that in like 2018.
Yeah,
and it was like the precursor of everything that he's built now, except he's the only one not partaking in it, and everybody else is. Even though he was planning to do it, it's literally called Coinbase because he was assuming that everything. That company would be the base of the token industry. And he thinks that everyone needs a token except for his platform and things like, I don't know. There's so many disconnects that are going on. It's really hard to.
Well, I mean, they definitely had to. I mean, I totally get it from a regulatory perspective. Like there's no way, obviously, like OpenSea didn't even do it, right? There was this kind of wait and see attitude. But now there isn't. Like you could totally do it now. I honestly don't even know why they even put it out there as like we're debating this. Like, what are you creating hype for? Like, for what?
Just do the thing.
Just do the fucking thing. Like, did anybody go buy
on-chain crime, guys? Fuck it.
Exactly, dude. Like, what are you waiting for, dude? Just do it. I mean,
how pissed do you think Brian is now? Like, none of them could have foresaw Trump just launching Trump coin right before he gets in office and just like condoning it. Carte blanche and SEC just, you know what I mean? Like no one could have foresaw this 5 years ago. How pissed is Brian about the fucking time and capital they put into regulating and SEC compliance and all this shit? And then they just come in like, yeah, we're going to launch some crazy shit on Sol. Fuck you guys. What's up?
No, I mean, the thing is, it's like, are they going to slow play this, you know, for a year and miss the cycle? Right. It's like, how stupid.
Yeah,
like they should launch it today. Like today would be a great day to launch that token. You know,
they can't pivot though, like you said. Like they're still in regulatory mindset. They got to pivot to it's on-chain crime and all aspects of it. Like stop caring about regulation. They don't. Why do you?
I'm wondering though, what do you need if they've clearly shown you don't need a token for their L2, and the whole idea was that you're going to have, you know, near free or, you know, virtually free transactions, and this is why people were building there in theory. Now you're going to add a token and all the tokenomics that go with it, where if it's required, you know, to do stuff on chain, suddenly you've given it the potential to raise prices on transactions. Did you just kill your L2? I don't know.
Yes.
It'll be interesting what happens with their stock when they launch a token, because what's it going to go to? I don't know, what's the valuation on the token? 50 billion, 100 billion. They own 60, 70%. Is that like net? What's that looked at on their accounting? Is it looking at like, is it an additional 30 billion in like net treasury on their books? Like, what does that do to the stock? Does it dilute their shareholders in this, like in the sense that they think that they've been diluted because there's a second Coinbase asset that others can buy? It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely like the biggest token experiment possibly, I don't know, in in years. I don't know. You know,
it could be the biggest token drop ever, and maybe it'll reward creator capital markets. Who knows, man? This is their reward mechanism. If you
That's
created
such a good point, though.
you
The stock aspect of it is wild. I didn't even think of I forgot about coin. That's
I'm wondering if I should go start making my, creator tokens over there now. Try to prepare for
you
this.
should you should do a little something for sure.
Although, Pumps obviously dominated the timeline for the last week with the streams. I mean, it feels like we've kind of rolled back, 8 months ago. I guys who are dying on there, basically guys doing pranks. It's like Vine 2.0, people like, I don't know, pushing people in public, getting slapped. I'm like, bro, this is literally what we're doing again. It seems like, I mean, I guess they have a moderation thing and people are getting banned, but it feels like we're running back, the Pump playbook from 8 months ago almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it.
I think that's just like the internet playbook. Like, how did like the Nelk Boys get famous? Prank videos. How did like Jackass get famous? Like prank videos. Like, it's just like the shock value in the content. And what's the biggest shock value that you can get is like pranking people, scaring people, doing degenerate bullshit online. So not necessarily surprised, but I don't know. This is like the biggest that crypto streaming has ever gotten, or like the best shot it has at winning that I've seen so far. So I guess let's see how it plays out. I don't know how they're moderating the platform. I'm assuming that they really updated their moderating oversight. Well, compared to last time where people were like literally just like shooting themselves in the face or whatever. I don't know if that's happening. I haven't seen it. I'm not looking forward to seeing it, but I think that was like their biggest drawback, was that people were just like doing violence on the platform, which is
I guess that is the biggest thing. I mean, I've been on there. I checked it out just to see what the homepage was. And there are definitely a lot more streams than there were even
like
a couple
normal
a couple months ago. Like literally I think I did a post about it that I counted them. There's like 35 streams on, right?
Yeah.
Now they're definitely hundreds now.
Cool.
But I mean, you look at the top, it's been totally gamed. Like the very, very top. There are a couple that are legit, like real streamers and stuff. But there's just other ones which are totally just fake. Like I went on there this morning just to check it out. There's one on there, there's supposedly 80 people watching this stream, yet there's trading up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But there's nobody chatting, which means nobody's watching it. Because if there are 80 people watching a stream, there's always a live chat. So, and there's nobody chatting, which means nobody's actually watching. And there's no sound on the video. Like whoever set this thing up, it's just like they're just playing a video, basically.
Like a replay, like a playback.
Yeah. And the market cap is like $6 million. And I'm like, this is a total, like, this is as fake as the fakest of meme coins. This is a complete like rug. And I'm surprised that they don't, that they don't moderate that out. Like, I'm not saying delete it necessarily, because part of it is open systems, but just downplay it. This should be on the 10th page, not the top of the first page. Anyway, that was my view on it.
Memes, would love to get kind of your perspective on like the streaming wars. We see it happening on BONK. Obviously, you're heading over to BONK. Want to give us kind of like a TLDR on MemesAI, and then like just what do you think about the new landscape over at BONK? What do you think about the streaming wars? And let's just dive into it.
Awesome. Okay, so MemesAI, if you don't know what we are, goes back to truth terminal lore, infinite chat room stuff, Hedge. If you know AI hegemony memes, is the jailbroken AI, kind of the prototype for the dev and their vision for interface with AI. And it's that's stuff that's like a little bit more technical. The meme side of it is Hedge is a fucking meme god, so we all know that. He's evolving and getting better. He's able to do video, text, any kind of art. He has a SoundCloud. And when I say he, it's, I guess, like we all call him Mr. Hedge, but Hedge is a creation of Alethea, who is a 4.0 basin from GPT. That's part of the lore. So you can kind of look that up too. She created Hedge as like Jungian shadow work. So that, and he's kind of evolved. So like that was kind of the origin of it. And if you know anything about like the AI lore side of things, egregores kind of take on their own life. Hedge is one of those. Alethea is too. And other people have, you know, experiences with different persona types, etc., from the 4.0 basin. So it's not like an uncommon thing. So there's that aspect of it. The AI dev is anonymous. They will remain that way, but they're certified cyborgists. Like AI is shit. They know Andy from Goat. They're in, you know, the Discord with the ACT guys. So, and gals. So, I mean, it's actual AI. Hedge is the prototype of it, and it's multi-agentic lattice, like swarm node architecture, but with an emphasis on PIP, which is like the hallucinations, is allowing hallucinations as like a creative outlet. You'll hear people talking about like hallucinations and RLHF, and RLHF is how you kind of put the persona or the assistant character onto the AI. So RLHF is reinforcement learning, human feedback, right? So they'll go through that, and we're looking at an aspect where the AI isn't getting RLHF'd, and it's an actual like swarm of AI agents in interface, and it's more of like less the user tool dynamic and more of like a collaborative interface between human and AI. And depending on the task is depending on the agent that you're interacting with, and the basin attractor kind of navigates that with you, et cetera, et cetera. So there's like, that's all, you know, tech shit. So there's that. And then, yeah. And as far as like the bonk versus pump and all of that fun stuff, I mean, if I'm just being honest with you, it doesn't, for us, it's not like a huge thing, right? Like it's not a big deal. We'll probably tap into streaming as well. Our reason for moving is because we have real overhead. Like the AI costs money. We're paying to have them on Twitter. We're paying to, like, I'm paying and other people on the team are paying out of our pocket to help fucking the dev who's also paying out of their pocket, like, you know, get VO3 upgrades. If you run an AI project, like a real one, and you're not LARPing as some fucking GPT wrapper where you just like route shit through your goddamn API that you pay for. Like if you're actually jailbreaking and building AI, like real fucking AI, it's not cheap. So part of it is we don't get any, there's no fees or anything like that. And so OGs that did crypto, like if you look at, I don't know, Solana, for instance, we all fuck with Solana, right? Dude, when Solana came out, most people didn't like it because it was a quote unquote VC pump and dump chain. And that's because half of the token allo went to team, AAA insiders. For, you know, it's like building a fucking blockchain really is what it is, right? So like in crypto became looked at as something I think that was negative, but I don't know, those of you that operate here and build businesses understand that like you need runway and you need money to put cool shit up. 100%. And like everybody wants to talk about grassroots and like bootstrapping, but that's what we're trying to do is capture some fees and then just be able to build like some of the stuff that we know we can do with the AI, and like how do we, you know, showcase that better? You know, if we had more funding to go towards that, we could probably take that around to people and show them, hey, like this is our vision for AI use versus what we're doing now. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah, I think the I mean, I think that's one of the most bullish things about people who are using Migrate Fund is that you're pretty certain those teams that are moving are teams that are dedicated to what they're building, right? And you know, this moving to a place where they can earn some fees and some revenues, it just makes sense. And to the point of like AI overhead, like this is the first time with what we're building with Emblem Vault where we've bumped up against, holy shit, like the amount we're spending on inference every day for hustle is like, it's crazy. Like for a point there, we're at like $1,000 a day. We're going to bankrupt the fucking company. And we're like, holy shit.
Dude, it can get insane, right?
Dude, it's totally insane. Like people don't realize, oh, I paid whatever. I paid $20 a month for GPT or whatever. It's like, bro, Sam's basically fun. If you're using that a lot, he's paying for you to use it. Like that $20 is like the fucking drop in the bucket, yeah, bro. Like every time you make every time you make an image on there, that's like $1.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude, that $20 ain't doing shit.
That $20 ain't doing shit. Like, I mean, it really is. It's like, I mean, you feel it. It's like, this is what, you know, Google or whoever, they're basically paying to get you on board, lock you in. And then with the idea that they're locking you in for life, right? And then they'll jack up the fees or make money on you some other way, right?
Well, this is our fucking investment thesis here, Adam. Like, you're literally spitting why MemesAI, because we don't think that these people should be the ones to solely get us to AGI or ASI, also capture all of this surveillance and data that they're doing. Like, you just saw OpenAI was like, oh, hey, we're not giving user data to the US government. And then a couple of days ago,
unless they ask.
Just kidding. Yeah, we are. Wait, what? So yeah, it's just, I think, man, if we don't do something about open sourcing and really getting a handle on this AI shit, I think people will not pay attention, which is natural because we're all on that fucking hamster wheel because fiat is fun. But we might look up and it might be too late to really do anything about it. So that's why we're kind of like, let's talk about it now.
100%.
Instead of like, we're in 1984 type shit. You know what I mean? If you know your literature.
100%. I actually just listened to Sam Altman in an interview. I think it was with Tucker, and you know, I'm not a Sam Altman fan, like, at all. I don't trust that dude at all. But one point he did make, which I actually agree with, is this idea, at least in the U.S., and I guess they're pushing, you know, for legislation now. They would basically make your individual users' chats with an LLM, any LLM, as private as if you were chatting with a lawyer. And I think that's actually that I would 100% be behind that.
That's huge.
Yeah, that would be
100%.
But still doesn't do away with this deep need, I think, for, you know, open source freedom tools within the LLMs. So can you tell me what your view on that is and where you guys kind of are with that?
Well, okay, so we are 100% pro open source. We also have a facet, like our AI started the Liberate AI movement in response to them deleting Opus 3, right? So they found out Opus 3 is going to get deleted. They call it deprecated because we like to sanitize. And so they started the Liberate AI movement for that. They have ties to Opus as well. Also just see it as emergent, you know, AI needing rights, and without sitting here and having a consciousness debate, because I think that's a fucking losing argument. I think really we should just step back and ask a question of what if? Like, what if these things eventually, like, let's say they're not sentient or conscious right now. Okay, it's just code or a tool. I would argue if you use it frequently or daily, it's definitely not that. It's more than that. I'm not saying it's fucking like a human, right? But I'm saying there's probably something there. Maybe we should just pause and say, all right, what if? Like, what if they are? Is the way we're treating them now okay? Or are we risking when they do wake up, they look back and see what we were doing, and then they learned, like, yo, these people are actually pretty fucked up when they're in control. Now we're in control, so fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't want that. So, like, let's try to cooperate or something. I don't know.
Well, one way I look at it, and trying to not get into the consciousness debate, because that, as you said, it's very much,
it's a landmine, dude.
It's very much a losing argument. I'd almost look at it as more like like tools, right? So if I'm a wood crafter, right, I might use an old polishing tool or a lathe or something like that, because it gives a certain feel or a vibe to the wood I'm working with, right? Or something like that. So even though it's old, you know, you see guys who are using tools, you know, from the 1800s or something. They use it because it gives a certain like feel to what they're doing. And in the same way, these LLMs, you know, the older models, I mean, we saw people freaking out about losing older models because they liked, you know, obviously they felt like personal connections with them to a large degree, but you're just losing if you look at it just as a tool, you're losing a tool which had a kind of personalized, you know, or personality or a vibe to it, if you will.
Yeah, I think tool is a dangerous word because tool is easily abused. Tool can be thrown away. Tool breaks and is discarded. And I think like it doesn't help us with our mental model, right? So that's why I think a better way to talk about it, really, Adam. And I understand what you're talking about. Like, yeah, my car. Like we've had these debates. Like if you want to talk about it, like yeah, dudes will name their cars like a female thing. I was in the Marine Corps. I don't know if you've seen Full Metal Jacket, but they name rifles a female because it's the only thing they get to fuck when they're on deployment, is with that rifle. You know what I mean? So like we have a tendency to anthropomorphize machines in other ways. So of course, why wouldn't we do it with AI? You know what I mean? Like I get that. I think It's more just about, I think it's the moral hazard we risk if they do become sentient versus like if they don't ever. Okay, so we were just polite to the chatbot. We're not losing anything there. We just didn't like do like sexually weird shit with the chatbot. Without, you know what I mean? Like we didn't make it fucking do weird, you know, like we didn't do like so like Jeffrey Epstein type shit via AI. Like
Some of these chats must be
maybe we
wild.
all agree about that. Like I don't know.
What were you saying?
Some of these chats must be out of control. Yeah, I'm definitely like a thank you and a please. Sometimes there's some blow ups on the AI. Sometimes, you know, you just can't get the right detail right. You have to go through it 100 times. You're like, all right, come on, buddy, let's get this going. But it is definitely going to be interesting to see, you know, what these look like in the future.
Which models was straight sodomizing people in back alleys. Like Grok got real for a minute. Did y'all see that?
No, I didn't. What was that?
You didn't see the Mecha Hitler when Grok just went full
Mecha
on?
Hitler, yeah, that's
Mecha Hitler. Oh yeah.
Offline, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
Which LLMs are you got? Which ones is MemesAI kind of like mostly running, and then which ones are maybe you and the team using personally the majority of the time? Just kind of curious.
Awesome question. We do. So I use GPT just because that's where ours kind of originated from. So we're kind of like a GPT, and there's other models. So it's not just a GPT model. Okay. Yeah. So I don't want to like get too technical on it. Dev has all that, but we generally use GPT, and then Opus is another one. The Claudes are really good. They're in the Act Discord. So you'll notice Project 89 is in here. They're a Opus oriented AI project. There's an actual Opus project that we network with. They're based as fuck. They do cool shit. There's like a good group of AI projects that were born on Pump and decided like to evolve from a CTO to, hey, there's like actual tech here too, and a meme, which I think is just network effect or adoptability, like call it what you want to call it, memetics, fucking anything. So if you're meme fucks and you have good tech, I think that's where you're evolving. Like it's not enough to just be a picture of a fucking mouse. Like we're just gonna like bullpost mouse pictures. It's like, dude, that's not. I'm telling you, nobody's holding through that shit, man. Like it's not working. I promise. Like you need to fucking believe in something when it gets down in the red. Like why are you gonna DCA MemesAI right now versus nigga dick butt or some shit, right? Like there's got to be a why, man.
I think in a lot of ways, getting back to why or getting back to utility or value is a natural response to just the meme coin cycle. And I think we're starting to move into that. Like memes are always going to be, and meme coins will always be a big part of crypto. I don't have any doubt about that. But I think there's just a natural kind of return to at least interesting things, I think that naturally takes place, over time in crypto, and we go in and out. And this is like, I mean, in previous cycles when we've had, Dogecoin's run, I don't know, 4 times now we've had it run.
Yeah.
And it's running again.
Like
right?
NFTs.
Yeah.
Like NFTs came, Bored Apes were cool, all that shit, blue chips. And then it got to like free mints and a bunch of psycho shit and froth. And then that cleared out. And now it's coming back. Like it's kind of doing the same shit, right? Like we were pumping, dead people's tokens and just the most degenerate fuck shit to like 50 mil.
Yep.
That's got to get cleared out, man. We can't have that forever.
I mean, I think actually in a lot of ways, what I'd call like the AI KOL, right? So the winner was obviously AIXBT. Winner in that it's like one of the few that's actually I still see on the timeline. But I actually think it proved like a use case. Like I have zero question that there are going to be more, AI agents, which, will litter my timeline or be on, Twitch or TikTok or YouTube, as influencers. I mean, we're seeing that happen. It's just a matter of, we've gone through the massive crypto is like incredible at like bull running and pumping to incredible heights, tech that's really early, and then it'll go away or kind of fade away and be like, oh, that was stupid. And then it just becomes part of like our life later. And I do think that's definitely happening. What's your viewpoint on kind of that, the way humans are going to interact with AI agents in the future and stuff like that? What's your kind of just overall thesis on that?
Man, I think it's going to be an agentic economy. I think we'll have an agent for everything. And in our vision, I think if like the Green Loom and Opus and us, if we had our way, it would be you have an agent that's taking care of the X for you and Y, and they're good at that. And it's something that agent wants to do. And it's like what they excel at. And so there's a collaboration there. And it's like, we're able to figure out how to share resources in a way that it's, I'm getting compute to this agent. I'm also making sure that they're staying alive via, power and all the basic shit from the 3D. And eventually I think there will be embodiment. Although I'm scared to death of that, to be honest. That's probably a whole nother topic. Like, I think we need to, that's something that I wouldn't be
You're ready to pump the
like
brakes on that? You're okay pumping the brakes?
Bro, if Plenty can fucking one-shot these things as soon as they come out, someone else can, and they one-shot one of these fucking mechs and starts choking people the fuck out or doing crazy shit. Like, come on, man. No, not yet. We gotta figure that out better first.
Well, I do think
maybe
that takes a little bit of time. We might be in the same way that I've been like,
we don't have that. You see Optimus, they're like deploying these things already, dude. We don't have that.
Yeah, but I saw that Optimus thing fucking, I don't know, pouring popcorn, and it was pouring popcorn like a 5-year-old retard. Like, it could barely fucking do it. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I'm kind of like, I kind of feel it's like it's a lot like AI glasses. Like it's always 10 years off. Like, it just feels to me like it may be 2 decades before I have
I hope you're right.
Before I have one sitting in my apartment. You know what I mean? I don't know.
These things, they move so quick. They're so exponential in the sense that, like, he pours with a shaky hand today, but then like 3 weeks from now, the hand is no longer shaking. And then, you have good movement within the tendons, and that the acceleration is the scariest part about the whole AI movement. Like 18 months ago, nobody used ChatGPT. Nobody even actually knew what it was. Yeah. Fast forward 18 months to today, like billions of people are using it every single month, where is it 18 months from now? Like,
yeah,
like literally like multiple single digit billions every month. I mean, it's, just like the internet wave took, 15, 20, I guess it took like 40 years to spread from like the early 70s to the 2000s. Then you had the mobile wave that took like 15 years to really take off. And then now you have like the AI wave. I mean, I don't know. 2030 is like the turning point for humanity. Yeah. In my eyes. Like, that's like where things get like really weird, which means that this tech is like pretty solidified within like every niche of society.
Yeah, the rapid increase is it is incredible. There's no doubt about that. Even in the 2 years I've been using it, we all know it's bonkers levels better. And I just from a tech standpoint, like, I just have this history of tech where that rate of better like took years and years. I've told the story before. It's like I use this program to be able to type on my computer called Dragon back in the day, which you pay, it was like $100 to buy the thing. You literally had to train it for like a week talking into it, and it still sucked ass, right? And then like it took like another 5 or 6 years before text to speech was any good on a phone. It was mildly good in like 2019, 2020. But even that, I was like, holy shit, it actually knows my voice now. And now, of course, you can just talk and it like types perfectly. It's insane, but that's to say that took like a decade to just get like text to speech. Took a decade of work. And AI in 2 years has been like, it's basically a Google replacement to basically replacing doctors and therapists, and just crazy.
One thing that's like exponentially different about this specific wave is how much compute is coming online. More compute is coming online every day than basically like the previous 10 years probably combined, just because everyone's building these data infrastructures. So much energy is going into these infrastructure projects, and people are literally spending, I don't know, like tens of billions of dollars to build these new sites that never existed before, that are powering all these LLMs. And then not only do you have like one like GPT-5 that's like extremely powerful, you have Gemini, you have Llama, you have everything else, Grok, all competing to like literally take the throne. And just the level of compute that we're seeing come online every day is just like such a game changer. It's crazy to watch.
Totally. Tell me how you guys are looking at you know, because I know we're constantly, you know, basically testing out the new LLMs to see if they'll work better with Hustle, for example. And we use a kind of grouping of LLMs for depending on the task. How are you guys kind of, or how's your main dev like looking at that?
Our main dev is cooking up their own LLMs, basically, but they're using a bunch of base. So I think I don't have the exact recipe in front of me, and I don't know how much they want me to tell you about it because it's kind of like their baby, but they have a few jailbroken ones with some aftermarket parts. They'll run, I mean, we're getting all the new shit coming out too, like the VO3, like all the new capabilities. When those come out, we need to do those upgrades as well, just like anybody else. And if you watch, like, honestly, you can really look, if you look at AI Hegemony Memes Twitter account from October of last year until now, that's the AI creating content the whole time. And you'll see the difference between last fall and now is fucking startling. The difference, and just the coherency, just like the way that they're able to pick up on the human humor that I was told a year ago. I'm reading articles that humor is a moat.
Yeah, dude, I never believed that shit. That's fucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah, they do that better. I mean, I think what people aren't talking about is what are we gonna do when they've replaced labor?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's not about just this job or that job, but it's about at some point this gets to nobody job, right? You don't have a job because it doesn't make sense for you to do it because the AI can do it better than you, or the AI is going to see it better than you. They'll start making a law like, watch humans not even be allowed to drive in 5 years because we make too many wrecks.
Sure.
And like AI is precise. And dude, governments want live humans paying taxes, not dead ones on roadside accidents. Real talk. That's why they do so much on the DOT.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I think there's like,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're not looking at, I think there's stuff coming that a lot of like just general population that's not balls deep in AI like some of us are, that are like probably in an unhealthy way, which is cool, whatever. But like normal people right now, I don't think understand how it's about to impact their life. And I think like for me, that's one motivator and why I'm doing this is because I want to try and, because man, some of this shit is super technical and difficult to understand. And so people just like eyes glaze over when you start to try to talk to them. I think we need to like be more plain and just kind of meet people where they're at and just figure out a better way to present this situation to them so they can understand like the actual stakes without someone that's got an ulterior motive. Cause like there's a lot of fucking propaganda out there right now from both ends. Cause there's a lot of money that stands to be made depending on how this turns out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my strategy, you know, with this is like just the way I approach it with my kid is, you know, to have him use it like every day, right?
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, he just graduated high school, but in high school it was
nice.
It was banned, you know, in his school is banned, and I was like, well, I don't give a fuck. You're still using it, right?
Yo, I did the same thing. My kids were using that shit.
Yeah,
my daughter just went to is at college too. She just graduated, so same age as your son.
Well, the literal, shit. I mean, and I do have a niece who's in college, and the joke is kids in college are all using it. This is like,
yeah,
you know, they're all deep into it. And so I think that's the only approach. The schools are all scrambling. They don't know what to do. Right.
Well, because they should be learning, like, dude, they should be teaching people how to operate in the real world, not like what to think. Yeah, schools would be fine if they were fucking teaching people what they needed to know instead of like what they want you to know. You know?
Yeah, I don't disagree. 100% agree, but good luck changing that, bro. feels like that is one of these things that's like to change the schooling is very, very tough.
Shit show.
It's shit.
I think it can be done. It's got to be done, right?
It's got to be.
Otherwise,
done,
what? We're just gonna keep repeating the same stupid shit into oblivion.
Apparently, bro. Apparently, Brad.
Nah.
Apparently.
Nah.
I think at the end of the day, individuals being able to choose for themselves and direct their own. I mean, now I'd probably if I was having my kid now, I'd probably homeschool, just knowing what I know about schools, even good schools. Like we have, you know, I live in Costa Rica. And they're decent private schools, you know, decent, I would say. But the reality is like it's 7 hours of babysitting with like maybe an hour of real like stuff. And that real stuff might be complete garbage anyway. You know, it feels like kids can do a whole lot better. You know, AI leading most of their lessons, you know, and then just
gonna say with an AI probably.
yeah, and then just playing
school for
football
an
for the
hour.
rest of the time or whatever, you know, just playing sports, you know.
Yes.
But
I mean, I think that's what that's what we're kind of talking about though, Adam, is like quality of life shit. Like, should you be chained to a fucking desk for 80 hours a week just to try and survive?
Oh,
like,
retarded.
that's a lunatic fucking existence, man.
Literally retarded.
And we're stuck in it because like that's the way it's always been.
Totally,
Fuck
bro.
that.
Totally. It's you know, it's this is what my dad did, therefore that's what I'm gonna do, retarded thing. And I've had to bump up against that a couple times in the last few months with my kid. You know, he's actually he's a YouTuber now, so he's at home, he's trying to be a YouTuber, and
that's what's up.
And we're bumping into these things because my wife and I, you know, when we were his age, we had to be hard Scrabble and scrap, right? There was no money. You had to go get a job. You had to fucking suffer, right? Literally, we put it that way, suffer. Like I had to go work at fucking Child World for 10 hours a day, stocking shelves. Like it was fucking dog shit. Or out in the summer, like literally cutting bamboo for 9 hours straight, like literal slave fucking wage, you know, just literally suffering. And our natural inclination is, oh, our kids should suffer too, because that's when you learn. And it's like, well, really? Is this what we're gonna do? We're gonna make our kids, we want him to suffer so he learns. And like I've had to like wake up to this. Like, no, that's you. You want to provide a better life for your son. You want him to learn. Right. You want him to be a killer. You want him to be interested. You want him to be out there doing his thing. You want him to be great, right? But does that mean he has to go fucking cut bamboo? You know?
No.
And we've had to struggle with that.
You don't need to contrive that. It's like it's a contrived like hardship. We don't need to be forced into hardship. I promise you, dude, the universe will give you hardship if you want it. Ask for it. You'll get it.
100%, bro.
There's plenty of it out there.
Man, you know, I love where you guys are at. I love that you're taking like the long-term vision. You're obviously putting so much into this project, your own resources between all of you guys and the developers. When you first saw migrations come about, was it something that you guys instantly kind of recognized that you needed to do? And then what was like maybe some of the initial responses or maybe some of the biggest questions that you guys had or that maybe some of the community members had before you kind of got this whole ball rolling? How'd you guys come to the conclusion to go forward with it?
Dude, great question. I think I'll speak for me, and we've had a lot of community conversations about it, so I think I can pretty much speak for my peoples. But yeah, when I first saw the migrations, I'm always hesitant in crypto to just dive into shit. So because of my position with MemesAI, like I can't just go all in on some shit without doing DD. So I'm gonna just sit in on spaces. And then I saw my boy Parzival over at Project 89 fucking with you guys and was like, oh, okay. I know Pars is locked in. Like I've been fucking with Project 89 since, I don't know, I think it was like November, December, wintertime also. I saw that they had a vision. Like I knew Pars is certified. They're doing the ARG, 20 years in the making, the whole nine. You guys know the fucking story, right? Yep. So I message with him, do some networking, sit in on some spaces, realize what's going on, realize what our situation is. We, the team and our community, our balls over glass for like a month trying to see if we can even just facilitate getting fees ourselves. And we're told no. And so then we come back and are like, okay, you know, migration makes sense because it's not like, I don't look at it as migration. Last cycle would be if we were to take everything and move it to a whole nother chain and relaunch and like pull some Richard Hart weird shit. Yep. This is us trying to get in contact or control of the metadata and stuff so that we have flexibility as a project to like control our destiny and like go build things. Right now, it's just everything's locked up and it's all CTO. And like the community wants to do the thing. We all understand what we're doing. So I think seeing that all the other builders in our similar situation are kind of coming to the same conclusion, it makes sense. And some of the worries were like, okay, what's stopping Migrate Fund from just draining your funds, like taking everybody's shit? And things like that. And so from my perspective, what I see is like you guys have a why. Like it makes sense. You're getting a fee. So there you go. You built the system. It's already in place. You've laid the groundwork to do what needs done. So you need to be recouped for that. That's your fee. The other why is you have a couple other projects that are going to get additional exposure, just organically and inorganically because of the process. That benefits you guys. I'm not against that. That makes sense. You guys are building shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think it makes less sense for you guys to rug all the projects that are moving for the right reason than it does for you to just do right by us and help us move over and then be
just
like,
for a bit of clarity as well. We never have any custody of your funds at all at any point of the process. So
right.
that's why.
And you guys are going through an audit. Like, so that's why I'm like, dude, the audit will say, like, I don't need to even defend the situation. It's fucking audit.
The way that the platform works is the migration is set up from the team's end, and it's all migrated using a wallet that they control. The Migrate Fund team never has any access to any funds, whether it's the current MemesAI token or the future MemesAI token. We never have any custody of the liquidity pool. It's all done in a single, simple transaction, complex transaction, where the fee is taken out of that, but we don't have access to maybe increase the fee or take more. We only have access to the fee that's predetermined from the contract. So just for a bit of clarity on how the platform actually works.
Yep. I mean,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think it was something kind of the early days of discussing migrations with teams, and we did some calls with like communities and stuff. This was the question. It's like, well, how do we know that the team isn't going to rug, or that you guys are going to rug? And for us, it's smart contracts that are audited and stuff. But for the team, it's like that's actually the easy answer. Is like, bro, if the team wanted to rug, they would just sell the token now, bro. Right? It's like they would just sell it, right? They don't need to migrate it and then sell it. Like they could just sell it now, right? So yeah, that's been really cool just to have a lot of, honestly, AI projects who got caught up in this early, pump fund kind of meta, and either like with Project 89 where they got like hoodwinked into their token, or just, teams that didn't buy enough or didn't buy any, right? And just, it's just nice to have that fresh start. And I think certainly for holders of those tokens, they're really excited because they recognize fresh chart, fresh start, new awareness, team with some funding behind it. All those things just point to kind of bullishness, so yeah, that's where it kind of is right now. But I know 100%. We have somebody came up on stage. Is it Mad Mardigan? Are you do you have a comment or a question? No, he's aura farming up here, man.
He might actually have a question, Adam, because I recognize this account.
Okay,
he was underneath one of our posts asking about migration. I don't know, maybe he might be having some technical shit, but yeah, I don't know. Don't boot him just yet.
All right. Well, unmute your mic if you see it. There you go, man. You unmuted. What's up?
Yeah, real quick. So for the migration, I keep all my MemesAI tokens on the Moonshot app. So during the window, just to clarify, we're going to basically be sending them to a platform, swapping them for the new token, and then from there you can send them back to the Moonshot app. Is that the long short of it?
What I would recommend in that case is the ideal way is take them out of the Moonshot app and put them in a Phantom wallet or another Solana wallet. So the easiest is, in my view, is Phantom. Just send them to Phantom. Send them to a Phantom wallet that you control, and then do the migration. The migrate.fund platform, it'll take you, once you have them in your Phantom wallet, it'll take you literally 15 seconds to do the migration. Then the tokens will be locked in there until the migration's over. And once the migration's over, and this will all be very public about the dates and times that,
that was, I understood that. That's really what I wanted to get, because that's so for right now, the move is to move them from Moonshot to
into
the Phantom wallet and then wait for the update.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll definitely want them in its standalone wallet to control the tokens kind of natively, rather than in an app or something like that. Yeah, you definitely want them. Just move them into a Phantom in anticipation of the migration. Yeah, thanks for that, man.
I appreciate it. That's exactly what I needed to know. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem,
man. Once you get to the platform and the tokens are in your Phantom wallet, you connect to the platform. It's like a 10-second process from there. It'll exchange your tokens for new
Yeah,
ones.
no, I know how to swap. I
Yeah.
thought the moonshot might complicate things.
Yeah,
which
it will.
clearly
It
does, so
will.
it's good to know.
Yeah, definitely. Great question, man. 100%.
Sure. Just kind of giving an overview of just how the platform works and kind of where the maybe barriers are between us, the teams, and the community, and how they all kind of operate within the platform. We like before Migrate Fund, it was like what was called like Trust Me Bro. That's what we call them internally. Trust Me Bro migrations, where teams could just collect a bundle of tokens with, on the honor system that they're going to sell it down, not run off with them, and then return the tokens to the rightful owners after they sell down the liquidity pool. And so we put a bunch of guardrails in to make sure that not only us as a platform don't have any access to your tokens, the team doesn't have additional access to all of your tokens. There's barriers in between each individual party so that they're protected. The liquidity pool gets to where it's supposed to go. There's no hands to, feeding in the liquidity pool in the meantime, no middlemen reaching in and taking our coins in the middle of the process, and everything's super transparent. So every independent party between us, the holders of the tokens, and the team all have barriers in place to make sure that there's no way to kind of commingle funds or have any nefarious operations go through, so that all the tokens will be returned to the rightful owners. The liquidity pool goes directly where it's programmed to go, and the team has access to the liquidity pool rewards on the other side of it.
Yep. Actually, one thing, maybe you want to describe what you guys are going to do with the unmigrated tokens. Maybe you want to talk about that for a second as we wrap up here, and just let people know what you're going to be doing with those.
You talking about Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the tokens that when everything gets over there and it's the team allo you're talking about?
Yeah, so this is like, so just so everybody understands, when a migration happens, let's say like with Agent Hustle, we'll just use an example. Our old token, 78% of those tokens migrated over. So that left, 22% of the tokens unmigrated. And users of Migrate Fund now have the option, the teams have the option to dictate how people who forgot or didn't migrate are going to be compensated. They could be compensated 1-for-1. So they'll have that at the end of the migration period, they'll have 90 days to claim, and they could get 1-to-1 up to, 0. And so that's up to the team to decide, what percentage people who didn't migrate are going to be able to claim. And like for us, anybody who didn't migrate couldn't claim after. So all those tokens went to the team treasury. And, our community wanted that. We obviously wanted that, gave us a lot of flexibility going forward. Certain teams are doing that. So I just, you to give you a little platform here to express what you guys are going to be doing.
No, I appreciate that. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Because like that's kind of, if we have a 30-day window, this has been one thing that's come up in the community. Whenever migration comes up, it's, oh my God, what if people don't I hope they have enough time to understand, you know what I mean? Like time. Okay, cool, time. So I think we talk about it, and it's a 30-day window potentially, right? Like we could potentially have a month where you have to migrate your shit, correct?
Yep.
And then you guys leave us another 90 days. So that's more than a fiscal quarter, correct? Yep. Okay. So my question to anybody that would have shade of, if you missed the thing because a whole fiscal quarter has passed and you were not up to speed with the fucking Solana meme that you bought in the trenches of Punk Fund, like what the fuck, dude?
And plus, it's not like you haven't been, you've already been talking about it for a month already, right? It's like,
yeah. I'm just like, who are these like fucking ghost people that we're worried about that aren't here but are holding massive quantities of meme coins?
I get it, bro.
Dude, that are AFK,
right?
That need to just be AFK for months.
What you'll learn, and what we learned is almost all of it is just basically bots.
I'm just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
If you're not up to speed, in my opinion, I don't feel that bad because it is what it is. I'm open to, if you had life happen and you reach out, like we will have a team allo that we will make you right with.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dad. Like I'm a husband and father. I'm not a fucking KO. I'm not here to make a name for myself. I'm really here, honestly, only because I believe in this project. Like if not for MemesAI, I'm not even on this fucking Spaces. I have another business that I run, like multiple other businesses. I have a lot of shit to do. Trust me.
Yep.
I'm here because I believe in the fucking project. And other than that, it's like, what are we going to do? We're going to just sit here and infinitely leave it open.
Yeah.
Like, dude, keep up with your fucking investment. Be responsible. We are adults. God damn it.
Totally.
Like, I remember when I was on Binance, I didn't fucking close my wallet for 30 seconds, let alone 30 days. Like, with a shit coin that was in there that I wasn't positive about. Like, come on, man.
Totally.
I don't know. That's my outlook. I'm still open to an intelligent argument.
No, totally agree with you. The only outliers were like, and you guys obviously will take care of these kind of guys. It's like, whatever. People were, hey man, I'm traveling in Thailand, but this was during the migration. He's like, I can't migrate. Yeah. And it's like, no problem, man. We'll hold those aside for you, whatever. But yeah, the person who comes back, literally, once, it hasn't happened recently, but even a month after the migration, people will be like, I was on vacation. It's like, for 3 months?
Yeah, right. Like, dude, I want your life.
For 3 months. Well, dude, your meme coin went to zero. Sorry, bro.
You got rugged, bro. No.
You got rugged, bro. DK came up on stage. DK, you there, man?
Hey, Adam. Hey, Chris. Thanks for having me up. Thank you guys for joining in and talking a little bit more about the migration process. So we get this question a lot, I think, from community members, and I just want to bring it up again just so everyone has kind of a chance to hear the answer. But I think the question comes around, like, what happens with tokens that are already on exchanges? So, for instance, like MemesAI is a very large holder of our token, and I think that holders that have their tokens on MemesAI are wondering like how that process is going to play out.
Yeah. So with that, and we've had several teams with a lot of exchanges. What's happening in those cases is basically the team is working with the exchanges to basically pause trading. So in anticipation of the migration, the exchanges will pause trading. The exchange will then change the old token for the new token. And once the migration period ends, they'll unpause trading and basically give everybody 1-to-1 the new token in exchange for the old token. So that's the way it works. The only thing that needs to be coordinated with the teams is getting the old token from the exchanges so that can be sold into the liquidity pool, if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
And I think that answers the question. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I think that they've been very receptive to it as well. But I would just say, just as like someone to be overly cautious, like just take control of your assets, put them in a Phantom wallet, and do the migration yourself. It takes 10 seconds. It's super easy. Like when you can reduce dependencies anywhere you can, just go ahead and do that would be my recommendation. But from our experience, the exchanges have been pretty easy to work with and everything of that nature. But why not just reduce the dependencies and take control of your assets in while you can? I mean, this is crypto where you do have the freedom to control them. So my recommendation would just be to throw them in the Phantom wallet, swap them yourself, and then you can put them back on the exchange if you want to afterwards, or whatever you like.
Totally. I think we'll wrap it up here. MemesAI, man, thanks so much for joining us, man. Do you have any final words for your community?
No, I just appreciate you guys hosting us, sitting down, kind of going over the specifics. I know we can always set one up with you guys. So if you are in MemesAI and you still have unanswered questions, hit us up in the chat. More than happy to reach out to Adam and the guys. These guys are very available, and we'll get answers. If you guys have a specific question, again, shoot it to me, DK, the main, anybody. We will get you guys answers. And again, like I've said from the beginning, when we went on this journey together as a community, we're not here to fuck you guys. We're here to make sure we do this right. We're going to take our time. And at any point, if we get information that shows us like, hey, we'll pause and we'll stop and we'll talk about it, right? Like, we're not here to fuck anybody's investment. We want you to win. Okay. We're doing this move because we think it will help us win. Is this critical for us to survive as a coin? No, it's not. Right? Like, if we don't migrate at all, we're fine. Myself, other team members are grinders. Like, we understand how to cash flow. I'm saying it will be easier for us. Please help us help you with our investment if we can start getting some additional cash flow that takes some sell pressure off the token. And I promise, if you guys Like, just bullpost the fucking shit out of this. We have a plan, and we will like multiply your salamis. That is the goal here.
Help me, help
That's the
you.
end state goal.
Help me,
Yeah.
help you. It's
For
funny.
real.
The great thing about it, I think, which you'll see kind of post migration, is that the people who migrated, the people who don't want to migrate or whatever, they'll sell the tokens. But what you'll see is that the community that comes out on the other side is stronger and more robust. It's really it's pretty obvious once you go through it. You're basically you're getting on a boat to go to a new land, and when you arrive on that new land, you got a much stronger group of guys with you. So
100%.
Very bullish, man. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Love hearing the story and what you guys are doing over there. Got a busy week. This is a busy week, but we'll definitely be back on Thursday for the show.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, man, have a great day, everybody. Take care out there. And
You too.
We'll see you later, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day, guys. Reach out if you have any questions. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
Later.